Alrighty, it is currently 3:42 p.m. This is documentation of a sex offense. That's a Latina female. Documenting stalking in the path with light activity. This is exactly what Sherman Williams and RGS were engaged in. Sherman Williams was parked here. The fake sun was over the same exact venue. The fake sun advances in front of me as I move. This is a demon that's engaged in psychological torture with the unit in number 55, who was stomping, pacing, creating amplified audible activity inside of a private space. This is a third party that's going to be prosecuted with the state and is stalking in the path with light activity. That's, again, MARMMAK. She's gang stalking under the fake sun, which I documented at this venue. If you'll recall, the sunset, that's during the 4 p.m., 5 p.m. hour. She's gang stalking on that day as well. She's still engaging in what is a repeated offense. That's the basis of federal prison. Okay, she's acting with impunity. That's what's relevant to it. And she's a sex offender monitoring in violation of Violence Against Women Act. This is a HUD regulated property where AVANATH is gang stalking with the people that come onto the grounds that are engaged in the P.O.C. together. And she is gang stalking with, again, the third party license 5WUB715, who is gang stalking together. They're demons. And the demon above me is monitoring my device. She's monitoring my device. She comes onto the property to engage in federal stalking with the state of California that is monitoring an American citizen in a private space. This is a sex offense that a population engages and comes onto the ground to engage in it, and everybody living here is engaging in it. That is AVANATH Capital Management, a demon, a coward, a sex offender keeping his back to me while he's monitoring. Demons don't have to look at you or talk to you. What you're going to pay attention to is that on this day in 2024, that's how you know that AVANATH is gang stalking and all their employees are going to federal prison. Him and Linda Reyes, right, amongst any others. They are gang stalking as a community that is a bunch of sex offenders, monitoring my genitalia in the bathroom. Monitoring my devices. This is monitoring the evidence. The federal government's going to prosecute them for obstruction as well. This is a demon stalking in the path. He's walking in engineer light that's in the shade. He is walking by the building that the fake sun stays over. As a matter of evidence, you saw it over this building at 8:31 a.m. He's gang stalking. You see it still here at the same property, and it's not at Alvarado Gardens, because this is what you see, the light source through my bedroom window at 3:44 in the afternoon. That's impossible to be the case. That impossibility is what is showing the evidence of gang stalking and demon possessed, who have the audacity to stalk you right in your face, because that demon knows that she's being documented and she's still stalking on behalf of the state. They're gang stalking walking on G Street. They're gang stalking driving on Vine and G Street. They're gang stalking coming onto the property. They're gang stalking walking at AVANATH. And AVANATH Capital Management is a gang stalking landlord. This is unprecedented criminal conduct. They're doing so with those under the age of majority. These are demons that are pacing in the parking lot, on the street. All right, coming on, all they're doing is pacing, including UPS. You know that UPS is a gang stalker, okay? Because that's what they're doing. There's no sun that's outside of my bedroom window on this day in 2024. I'm capturing the light source, which is revealing a malicious criminal system that the state of California, including the gang stalkers that I documented at 3 p.m., the Ontario Police Department, sex offenders monitoring my genitalia and monitoring my devices in violation of 34 USC section 12291. That's the Violence Against Women Act that AVANATH is violating. AVANATH employees are violating, and AVANATH residents are violating. Every single last one. They're done with their housing. All right, and you also know that because the amplification of train activity under the fake sun in relevant positioning. The state's criminal conduct, which is very highly unintelligent as you break it down, is going to incriminate every single third party who will be identified as an individual where the federal government does not help them, has not helped them, and neither do the people help the state. This is the removal of the office of Paulion, okay? This is a demon that's gang stalking. The mayor is never under the sun that's remaining over me in Ontario, California. This is the entity that is gang stalking as a community, and AVANATH is gang stalking in the same manner. Good afternoon. It's called Crossing Path. And the engineer light, that's the elements of monitoring, and AVANATH is going to be prosecuted, and he's going to prison. All right. He is also a threat to the minor children that he's in custody of while he monitors the genitalia of another woman, and he does so with impunity. And wearing a uniform doesn't change that. It shows malice. All right. While he's on the job, he's working in engineered light. This is not the product of sunlight. Neither is the sun maintaining perfect alignment with me over the same apartment building that is over at 8 o'clock in the morning, where I'm showing you the light source outside of my bedroom window on this day in 2024. Union Pacific is gang stalking, and Union Pacific is not coincidentally doing that, because you know what I'm doing on the internet right now as well, which you will see on the YouTube channel. I am publishing video evidence of the Union Pacific Railroad gang stalking at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. So the entity that's monitoring online, that's called technical abuse under section 12291 of the Violence Against Women Act. The entity is repeating that which it's monitoring that I'm publishing online. This is the prosecution of a whole property. They're all going to be prosecuted. Units 33 through 64 are going to prison. It's light activity, pacing together. Those are demons monitoring together. That's what you're looking at. And it's a sex offense because they're monitoring my genitalia together. They're all interested in what's going on between my legs. It's going by company names, going by individuals, and it's also facilitated by gang stalking mother. Tracy Banks is monitoring me, and she's doing so with the population, with the government, with a whole bunch of males and females that are monitoring a woman in violation of the HUD rules that regulate this property, and also the government itself, a public entity that's going to be prosecuted as a sex offender, and a population that's going to be prosecuted as an entity, committing sexual violence as a community, stalking as a community, engaging in psychological torture as a community, okay? This is where the Demon 55 is contributing to the psychological torture that they're engaging in together, all right? And they're not actually focused on loading and unloading groceries, going back to their house. They're not focused on traffic. They're not focused on coming in to the property and engage. They're not focused on walking to 7-Eleven. They're all focused on stalking me. This is gang stalking. And this light source in the sky space is the direct evidence where you're recognizing the pattern of conduct and the malice of everything happening. AVANATH Capital Management isn't concerned with working and landscaping, etc. They're focused on gang stalking. That's why the fake sun is here. And at the same time, the supernatural occurrence that it's over my apartment at 1806 North Alvarado Street at the same exact time, which is speaking to deportation where it applies. Those that despise this country, those that demonstrate it through impunity in your face, those are the ones that are going to be deported as well, okay? Those that are a threat to children, they engage in sexual violence, sexually violent acts against women or men, and they're doing so while you are documenting it. That's what you're seeing when you're looking at gang stalking right in your face. They're going to be removed from the children whom they threaten while they show the barbaric and sexually perverted and sexually motivated criminal conduct that the state of California is engaging in. Recall the documentation of the Ontario Police Department gang stalking in helicopter. I was at the same apartment at 8:31 in the morning where the fake sun was right here. You're talking about 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 hours later, here's the same fake sun. Those demons are going to be removed from the children that they are in custody of while they gang stalk with audacity. Okay, this is showing disdain and disrespect and actual hatred for the Constitution. And so, where the facts apply, such that you're not a natural-born citizen, they hate this country, and so they're going to be deported out of this country. It's very simple. Okay, and the public official Paul Leon is being removed as he's exposed as a domestic terrorist who hates the Constitution. He hates your American rights. All right, that as you enforce them while the city of Ontario is indeed gang stalking with impunity. Okay, it is currently again 3:50 p.m. This is capturing the criminal conduct of an entity that acts with impunity, and AVANATH Capital Management is going to be prosecuted under VAWA, violence against women, while the people of the state come onto the grounds to gang stalk with it as a company and with the people of the state who are collectively making up a corrupt entity that is engaged in criminal surveillance and psychological torture. All right, this is P.O.C. What that third party is doing here is in sync with the demon that's monitoring me inside of this apartment, and she acts as an entity. Psychological torture is underway as a community, and it's going to be the federal prosecution of the whole venue as well. But this is the prosecution of the state. It is again 3:50 p.m. This is P.O.C.